Hi guys, in this video we will learn how to draw plans for stairs, different types of stair like 3-flight, 2-flight and helical stairs, and how to draw cross section in stairs and the stair reinforcement. Let's start first with the 3-flight stair. Someone like this. The clear width of your flights and your stair is 1 meter, and the thickness of this wall is 0.12, and the thickness here is 0.12. We can assume your column 0.25 times 0.5 or 0.75, whatever, 0.5. So the distance between these axes equal 4 and 4. And we have columns, we have walls, we have stairs, and all of these stuff. So I'm gonna use layers. Layers is very important if you would like. So I will add layers, one for columns with green color, one for stairs and walls with white color, one for axis with red color, and your line type will be center. And one for dimensions with yellow color, and your line type will be contents. So I will select the axis. I will draw a line. So it will be horizontal with distance 10, for example. I will make offset 4 for this line. I will draw another line here with distance 10. And I will do offset 4 meters. So we can make this line smaller, and this one is smaller. Offset 4. There you go. So I draw the axis for this stair. Using a multi-line, draw multi-line, justification. I will hold it from 0, your scale 0.12. And I will draw, I have a mistake here. You have to select the layers, which is called the stairs and walls, before starting to draw multi-line. If you would like to adjust this corner, I can select here corner joint between this line and this line. Here you go. We cannot do offset since your line is drawn with multi-line, because multi-line will make this as one part. You can exclude it. So I draw it with multi-line. I have the benefit of using a multi-line. After you are done, we can exclude it so it can be considered like line. So I can make offset 1 meter from this line, this line, this line, and this line. Keep in your mind, I cannot do offset because it's a multi-line. But when I exclude it, it became single line. Looks like line, line, and line. That makes sense? We learned how to use trim, TR, enter. I can delete this part and this part. Looks good? So I draw this shape right now. Something like this. I can draw this inner part by offset. Offset 0.1512. This one, this one, this one, and this one. and using chamfer, CHA, your distance, 0, enter, 0, enter, between this line and this line, chamfer, this line and this line, chamfer, this line and this line, chamfer, this line and this line. I can draw a line, cross line between this point and this point, between this point and this point. How can I draw these stairs? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 spacing. What is the distance? Dimension linear between this one and this one. Your dimension is 1.88. So if I open my calculator, 1.88 divide, what is the spacing? How many spacing? 6. Divide 6, your spacing will be 0.31. So I will do offset 0.31. Like this. That makes sense? Using trim TR enter, before selecting the part you need to delete, we can select cutting edges and select this line and this line and enter. I can delete this part, this part, this part, this part, and this part. What I did today using trim TR enter is something new. When you called the trim, before, if you delete this part only will be deleted. So I need to delete this part, and I need to delete this part, I need to delete this part. But however, I can define the edge. I can delete between these two edges. So before selecting any, go ahead and using cutting edges and select this line and this line, then enter. If you delete, if you click this part will be deleted between the two edges. That makes sense? It's a different technique to use your trim command. I will repeat it one more time. Dimension, linear. What is the distance between this line and this line? It's 1.88. How many spacing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will use my calculator 1.88 divide 6. Your spacing will be 0.31. So I will do offset 0.31. Offset, 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 offset. Trim TR enter between this line. I'm sorry, wait. Trim TR enter before selecting any. Go ahead and use select cutting edges and select this line and this line. Enter. Then I can delete these parts. Looks good. And I can delete this dimension. How can I draw this dashed line? Dashed line. The distance between the dashed line and the solid line is around 0.03. So I will do offset 0.03. This line here, but it's a solid because the original one is solid. I can select it and change the style to be dashed other. I can load and select here dashed. There you go. Select the line and then dashed. If you are feeling this dash is very big, we can select the line and modify properties. We have something here called the scale. We can make it bigger, smaller. I'm sorry, smaller. That makes sense. We can make offset 0.31, the same offset like we did before. I can repeat it one more time. Offset 0.03, this line. I can select this line and change the line type to be dashed. If you would like to make it more thin, you can select it and modify properties. We can change the style to be the scale 25, 0.25. Then I can make offset 0.31, the offset we used for stairs. There you go. One more time. Offset 0.03, 3 centimeter for this one. Change. I can use match properties. So I can select this line, match properties. I can select one, it's very easy. Then I can do offset 0.31. There you go. I can select the layer which is called columns. I can draw a rectangle with dimension 0.5, 0.25. I can do hatch. For this part, your scale can be smaller. There you go. I can move it to be here. I can make copy for this rectangle from this corner to this corner. And then copy from this corner to this corner, and the copy from this corner to this corner. That makes sense. I will get the layer which is called the dimension linear between this one and this one. You can adjust the properties, modify properties. Your height can be 0.25. Your primary unit can be 2 decimal or 1 decimal only. 2 decimal will be good. The same here, dimension linear between this line and this line. I can make match properties, select this one, match properties to select this one. This is the first one. How to draw 3 flight stairs. 2 flight stairs, very easy. Let's try it. Center line with offset 5. Center line with offset 2.75, 2.7. Let's try it. Line with distance 7. Wait, I have to select the layer which is called axis. Line with dimension equal 7. And I will do offset 2.7. Another line here. And I will do offset 5 meters. I will select the layer which is called stairs and walls, multi-line, justification from 0, your scale 0.12, and the same. Draw the walls of this stair. Before exploding, double click here to adjust the corner. I cannot do offset. We have offset here 1 meter, 1 meter. So if you try make offset 1 meter, we cannot. So I will explode it to make it like normal line. Offset 1 meter. Trim this part, this part, this part, this part. Offset 0.12. Chamfer distance, your distance is 0. Here you go. I can make this dimension between this line and this line approximately 2.88. How many spacing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 2.88 divided 9, it's 0.3. So I will do offset 0.32. Trim, cutting edge between this line and this line, enter, then I can delete these parts. Then I can delete this dimension. Offset 0.03. I can make match properties. Select this dashed line, match properties, then I can select this one. That makes sense. Offset 0.32. offset 0.03. I will select this dashed line, match this one, offset 0.32. This is the plane of two flight stairs. You can make copy for the column from here and put it here. You can adjust it, copy. And you can make copy for both of them at the same time from this corner to this corner. Looks good. And you can put your dimension. I will call the layer which is called dimension. Dimension linear between this line and this line, between this line and this line. I can select this one, match vertices to make them the same. For the third one, which is called the helical, I can draw a circle with radius 1 and they make offset 1.3. Let's see. I will draw, first I will select the layer, stairs and walls, draw circle with center and radius. Your radius is 1. I will make offset 1.3. I will make offset 0.12 for this one and this one. Keep in your mind, your stairs is 3/4 circle, 3/4, like this. So using a trim, I can delete the extra parts of the outer circle. That makes sense. So these lines, I prefer to draw them not one single line, but between these points. It's better. I can do array, AR. We have array classic, polar array. Your center is the center of these circles. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. What is the angle? Not 306, 270. Select object. I will select this one or this one. What do you think? Let's try this one. Here you go. Offset 0.03. We can adjust this one to be the edge. We can adjust the scale. And then I can make array. Classic. Everything is the same. Number, but select object. I will select this dashed line. Okay, there you go. So this stairs is drawn using polar array. I can draw your columns. Sorry. Your columns looks like circle. First of all, I need to get the column, the layer of columns, circle with a radius 0.25, hatch, and then I can make copy for this column here, 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 and here, like this. Whatever the number of columns. We have only at the outside. Anyway, so these are the three different types of stairs, which is called 3 flights, 2 flights, and array. Keep in your mind, we are using offset all the time, trim, dashed line. We are using Boolean array for the helical stairs. The next one I will use is cross section of your stairs. If you are making section in this stairs and you are looking from the side view, your stairs looks like this. We have the riser and we have the flat distance, 175. These dimensions are in millimeter. So I will open a new file. To start a new draw. So I will draw this one using line. Looks like this horizontal distance. How much? No idea. Let's do this one. 175. The horizontal one is 280. 175, 280, 175, 280. I can do it very easy. Line, the vertical one, is 175. Line, 175. The horizontal one is 280. I can make copy for both of them. One, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think 7 riser. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have one more 8. So line, vertical line with distance 175. What is the horizontal distance here? This one and this one. We can make subtraction. 2460 minus 7 times 280 divide 250. So this distance will be 250. It's too small. 250. 7 times 280 minus 2460. Yes. Looks like this dimension is not good, but I will assume this one is 500 and this one is 500. Very easy. So I will draw a line with 500 and this distance is 250. Then I will draw in a line here. I will draw a line here, 500, and then 250, and the inner line. If you draw a line here, from this one to this one, offset 250, the thickness of this stairs is 250. So this thickness is 250, this thickness is 250, this one is 250, so I can use chamfer with distance 0 between this one and this one, between this one and this one. Oops. Chamfer between this one and this one. That makes sense? Looks like this distance is very small, so it should be bigger. And make it bigger using a stretch. I will cover it stretch later and make this one bigger like this. So how to draw the side view of your stairs It's a very easy, just a line. You can use copy and chamfer and make sure the thickness most of the time equal to the thickness equal to this thickness.